As parents and also grandparents and carers, you should not underestimate the many benefits of shared book reading with your children. That 10 or 15 minutes that you spend with your child every time you pick up a book and read it with them is helping to develop their language, their cognition and their reading skills. Children who are read to frequently and who have parents who read themselves and who own books start school with bigger vocabularies and better comprehension skills than children who come from homes with a poorer literacy environment. Book sharing makes a significant difference to children's lives by teaching them skills and knowledge that are needed in order to learn how to read. It also has the added benefit is that it usually leads to children loving books, and that is a real skill for life. There are some good studies that clearly demonstrate the importance of adults and children reading together and the link with success at school. In 2012, Australian researchers found that reading every day to children when they are young has the same positive effect on a child's reading age at 4 and 5 years as being 12 months older. So to put that another way, these children in the study that were read to every day were performing at a level equal to children 12 months older than them who hadn't been read to every day. So this is really giving them a great start, isn't it? This study was particularly looking at parents reading with their children. The same study found that reading frequently to children has benefits regardless of home and family environments. So don't worry if you aren't that great at reading yourself or what level of education you have. Just pick up a book and start reading together with your child, and this will really make a great difference. Book reading and book sharing can help parents become more aware and sensitive to your child's language and cognitive development. Like active listening that I talked about earlier, reading together helps your child feel valued and important. Book sharing is enjoyable for both children and parents. It's a really lovely thing to do with your kids, and because of that, because it's so enjoyable, you'll both want to do it more often. So please read together as often as you can. Getting children ready to read. Before children start school, they need to experience books and to develop an understanding of how books work. They need to know words about books, and these are called the concepts of print. Home is a great place to teach this and to reinforce these concepts with your child. So when a child starts school, they need to know things like how to hold a book and how to care for books, how to turn the pages page by page. They need to know where the story starts and where the story ends. They need to be familiar with words like author, illustrator, pages, and recognise that spoken words are represented in writing on the page. They need to know that words are separated by spaces and be able to track the words from left to right. And you can teach your child all these things by reading to them regularly. You can use traditional paper books, or you can use e-readers, apps and games that have text in them. So let's go through some of the important school readiness and pre-reading skills that we'd like children to have before they start school, and how you can teach these to them when you're reading a book. So talk to your child about the book. Show them the cover. Talk about the picture on the front before you start reading. Explain words like author and illustrator and what those words mean. Sometimes it will be one person that's written the story as well as drawn the pictures, and you can talk about that. Use words about the book like cover, back cover, pages, spine, and draw children's attention to different parts of the book. This will help them to care for books and to treasure books, and also to get to know how books are structured. And now these concepts might seem quite simple to us as adults, but they do need to be taught to your child. Teaching children that books are precious and something to be cared for will really help them to love reading and books. When you read to your child, you're able to show them concepts and vocabulary of all sorts of things that they wouldn't come across in their normal everyday lives. Children may learn more new words during a book reading than at other times, such as playtime or meal times. And this is because books contain more low-frequency words, so words that we don't use or say very often, than television or family conversations. So when you're reading a book, be sure to stop and explain any new words or ideas. Ask your child questions about the story during and at the end of the story. Use the pictures in the book to help your child retell you the story. All of these tips will boost story comprehension as well as language development.
In class they slunk, then noticed the teacher had grown a long trunk, plus a pair of huge tusks and 2 big fluffy ears. And let's not even mention the sizable rear. What's the teacher turned into?
Elephant.
An elephant.
The research also tells us very clearly that it's important for children to observe the adults in their life enjoying reading as well. So try and pick up a book and do this wherever possible. How can you help? Read books every day with your child. Join the library. Have books in your home. Show your child that you enjoy reading books and magazines. And give books as gifts.